Solid state batteries are the holy grail for battery electric vehicles. I mean, they could change the world. Higher power density, higher energy density, safer batteries, they charge faster, they perform better in the cold. Like, this is the perfect battery in theory, and we're close. Look at what Honda's doing. Honda's flexing right now. Honda says, hey, here's our demonstration line. And this is not just some little kids demonstration line. This is a full-scale production demonstration line. Now, they got a few things to iron out. Today, we're going to talk about that. But at the end, stay to the end, because we'll talk about how this could change Honda, the other Japanese automakers, and essentially the world if they're able to come out with solid-state batteries first. Grab your snacks and drinks, buckle in, and let's see what Honda's been up to. Well, it surely looks like Honda's on track to have their game-changing batteries by the end of this decade. They say late 2020s. That's a timeline that they've had for, well, quite a while now. This new battery plant and assembly line is located in Sakura City in Tochigi. And I'm like, I was just in Tochigi with Honda last month. So let's look at the map. I was in Utsunomiya. I'll show you the hotel I stayed at. I was able to, see the mountains off to the west. I stayed in this. I was overlooking at this little park here, and I was staying at the Kendeo hotel in Utsunomiya, and I had a nice view overlooking the railways here, the mountains to the west. And while I was there, I got to drive Honda's new 0 Series EVs, which, at least initially, will not have these solid-state batteries. Honda says those will be around 300 miles of range. Now, solid-state batteries, well, yeah, they can do 300 miles of range, no problem, but they'll be able to do it with half the battery, half the weight as current EVs have. So it's exciting. Anyways, I went from there to Honda R&D, which is over here, to see the 0 Series EV. And then I got to drive it here at this test track that you see at Honda R&D. It was actually around, it was a very small loop. I want to say it was on this little tiny course, something like that. It was a very small loop. I only got to drive it, the Honda 0 Series EV, for maybe 5 minutes. So it not even enough to whet my appetite, but I'm grateful for the experience. Then we went to Motegi off to the east here, where they have the race course right here. But that's not where they're making these batteries. They're making it a little bit further north of Utsunomiya, here in Sakura City. And yes, looks like a beautiful golf course there. Japan has amazing golf courses, but this is where they are making. Look at this. Google Maps does not have the finished site here. All right. They said they finished this battery site this spring. So it's unfortunate I wasn't able to see it firsthand, but at least I got to see their mega casting, all their cool new welding technology, etc., and software going into the new 0 Series EVs. So this demonstration line has a total floor area of about 300,000 square feet. And I mentioned that this facility was done being built this spring. They will begin battery production on this demonstration line in 2025, January. So 2 months from now, or a month and a half from now. And they will conduct verification of mass production technologies and costs for each process, while also developing battery cell specifications. So this is not, unfortunately, we don't have like concrete details on watts per kilowatt hour, charging rates, things like that, how many cycles these things can go without massive degradation. But in theory, they should all surpass anything currently on the market by a landslide. And so I'm going to play the cool video that Honda included. I'm going to speed it up a bit because it speaks a little bit slow. So I'll speed it up for you guys. I'll see you on the back end.
The all-solid-state battery, with high energy density and stable characteristics, is expected to be a game-changer that accelerates the adoption of electric vehicles. Honda is developing its own all-solid-state battery for mass production. In 2024, Honda established a demonstration production line in a 27,000 square meter facility in Sakura City, Tochigi Prefecture, Japan, to accelerate research aimed at mass production. The demonstration production facility consists of the C1 building for cathode formation and cell assembly, the C2 building for anode formation, and the C3 building for electrolyte activation and module assembly. Honda is introducing advanced techniques to shorten the time required to produce a single unit. The takt time. Honda is working to establish high-speed production technologies to achieve low-cost manufacturing. The cathode in the all-solid-state battery is formed by applying a paste-like mixture of materials and solvent onto an aluminum foil substrate. Speeding up the mixing of this paste into a homogeneous slurry is key to reducing costs. For this purpose, Honda has adopted a continuous inline mixer, unlike the batch method typically used for liquid-state lithium-ion batteries. Honda is aiming for processing speeds more than 3 times faster than with batch processing. To form the cathode, Honda uses intermittent slurry coating, intentionally leaving certain areas of the aluminum foil substrate uncoated. The aim is to form the insulation frame in a single process, thus streamlining production. In all solid-state batteries, the cathode and solid electrolyte must be densified, applying several times the pressure used in making liquid-state lithium-ion batteries. The denser the material, the more actively ions can flow, increasing energy density and power density, charging and discharging speeds for a given volume. To form the cathode, Honda has developed a continuous densification pressing technique using multiple rollers. By applying different pressures in stages, Honda aims to achieve a high-density, highly uniform cathode. Honda has also developed a continuous roll-to-roll assembly process, sandwiching the anode between 2 cathodes. A key feature of this demonstration production facility is that even though it's designed for testing, all equipment is production scale. This eliminates the need for scaling adjustments or production method revisions, enabling a smooth transition to full-scale production. With the aim of starting mass production in the second half of the 2020s, Honda is developing all-solid-state battery production technology as part of its commitment to help realize a carbon-neutral society.
A lot's riding on solid-state batteries here for Honda, as well as Nissan and Toyota. But Honda could beat them to the market here. It would be amazing if little old Honda, and I call them little, they're not that small of a brand, but if you compare them to like Toyota, much smaller than Toyota, but it'd be amazing if they could come out with solid-state batteries before anyone else in the world. That would just do so much for their brand. And the success of their EVs. They want BEVs and fuel cells to represent 100% of their new vehicle sales by 2040. This is an exciting quote from Keiji Otsu, President and Representative Director of Honda R&D. He says the all-solid-state battery is an innovative technology that will be a game changer in the EV era. Okay. I mean, that's almost like probably the title of this video. Very similar, right? Replacing engines, which that's Honda's history. That's Honda's birthplace. Honda wouldn't be Honda without engines, and they want to replace all their engines by 2040. How I feel about that, I don't know, but if they're able to pull off solid-state batteries, maybe it could help weather the transition quite well. Replacing engines that have been supporting the advancements of automobiles today, batteries will be the key factor of electrification. We believe that the advancement of batteries will be a driving force in the transformation of Honda. Now the start of our operation and our demonstration production line for all solid-state batteries is in sight, and we can say that we have reached an important milestone for Honda and the country of Japan. We will continue taking on challenges to launch our mobility products equipped with their all-solid-state batteries as quickly as possible so that Honda can offer new value to their customers. Now, Honda's not just working on solid-state batteries. They're working on semi-solid-state batteries as well. After more digging, Honda's launching all-solid-state batteries, right? This is an old article. So this is, when was this? Back in April of 2023. They're actually investing as well into SES. They're not the only company doing that, but they're an EV battery R&D company in the United States, and they're jointly developing semi-solid-state batteries, lithium metal secondary batteries. So if I go to SES.AI, let's go to their EV products. These batteries, in theory, should be manufacturable at scale using existing lithium-ion processes, which is different than what Honda's doing with what we saw with their solid-state batteries. These will also be about 400 watt hours per kilogram and 1,000 watt hours per liter. Now, they'll be able to use this as well on LFP, non-nickel manganese batteries. So that's exciting because that'll drive down costs. And in theory, these new LFP lithium metal batteries with SES are going to be cheaper, but also higher density than the old lithium ion batteries. And then of course, this is way up here, high nickel lithium metal batteries, full solid state. So Honda's, yes, they have their own technology that this is debuting here, but they're not putting all their eggs into that basket. Yes, this is proprietary, all Honda. But again, they're working with SES here. They're working with GS Yuasa. So let's keep this video moving. Also, here's another exciting quote here. They want to drive down the cost of solid-state batteries through the adoption of highly efficient production process and expand the application of the batteries to a wide range of Honda mobility products, right? I own a Honda Grom. I've been driving the SCL 500. So you guys know that I love Honda motorcycles. I really want a Honda Monkey. But of course, they're going to apply them to automobiles. They want to apply solid-state batteries to motorcycles. And Honda just revealed not only the triple cylinder force-induced motorcycle engine, but they also introduced 2 EV motorcycle concepts recently. But they also want to put solid-state batteries in aircraft. We know about the Honda Jet, right? And Honda aims to further reduce battery costs by taking advantage of the economies of scale. Meanwhile, let's recap what Honda's working on here. Now, this is not the diagram of their solid-state battery EVs, but this is going to lay, I guess, the foundation, the platform for solid-state batteries to slot into. Okay, so we're seeing at least 220 pounds lighter Honda EVs here compared to competitors right now. These EVs are coming in 2026. Keep in mind the Acura BEV, which will be unveiled, I think, soon. Stay tuned for that. And of course, I'll bring it to you guys, but it's coming at the end of 2025. So the reveal has to be fairly soon. The Honda Zero Series EVs start in early 2026, as well as the Afeela models that share this platform. So we have centralization of mass, lower center of gravity of mass, short overhangs. I mean, make sure to watch my driving impressions and technology takeaways from my time in Japan, talking about Honda Zero Series EVs. They're also reducing the height of these vehicles, improving autonomous driving, all that stuff that we're going to see in the future of EVs. Their new e-axles are going to be pretty exciting, energy efficient as well. So that will be great. Late 2020s is when solid-state batteries are coming. So the Honda Zero Series set to be introduced in the late 2020s. Again, it says the second half of the 2020s is when these solid-state batteries, they aim for rapid charging times of 15 minutes or less. Now, that's a charging time for 15 to 80%. To me, that's not solid-state batteries. So I think the solid-state batteries are coming for these Zero Series EVs, but potentially not at launch. And if that's the case, I feel like people are, I mean, that's the thing right now is that EVs have plateaued, not with their, in terms of the technology. I feel like at least here in the United States, I don't know what's going on in China. Things are so competitive there. That's where the entire supply chain for batteries and rare earths are for electric motors and things like that. It's a different world over there that's moving at light speed. It's moving a little bit slower here. The demand is slower here, but the thing is, it's like, well, if someone's not in need of an EV right here, right now, and they know solid-state batteries around the corner, they're going to buy EVs right in here, right now, that don't have solid-state batteries when they know that they're coming in just a couple of years. It's interesting, and it'll be fun to see what Honda does with their batteries in the near term, and by 2030 and beyond, because we're just going to have lots of battery technologies competing. Regular lithium-ion liquid, you'll have all semi-solid state, and then you'll have all solid state. Now, I would assume the all solid state batteries initially are going to be very expensive, regardless if it comes out with them first. So even though it's exciting that we'll get to see them, and I'm lucky that I'll probably get to drive them in the late 2020s, when solid state batteries come out, they're not going to hit like mass production and low cost probably until a decade later would be my guess. But that's just, I mean, I have nothing to base that on other than my own estimations. Here is a better idea of their solid state batteries or semi-solid state batteries that they're with GS Yuasa, also POSCO, Asahi Kasei as well. And they will be building battery packs with, well, obviously they have their joint venture with LG, and those are the batteries that'll be going initially into the Zero Series EVs. But the late 2020s, we have vertically integrated EV value chain. Okay, so we have these manufacturers working together to produce batteries in Canada, and then in some shape or form, we'll be getting solid-state batteries. I just don't know exactly in what product, because we don't get any products from Japan right now. So let's say they have an efficient solid-state battery plant in Japan. Other than the Type R, which is extremely low volume, we don't get any other Acuras or Hondas from Japan. So those batteries, are you going to tell me you're going to ship them across the ocean? That sounds like it wouldn't be very eco-friendly, right? And BEVs are supposed to be eco-friendly. So I'm just struggling with the application of these batteries in vehicles that will get here, at least initially. Now, maybe that pilot line is going to serve BEVs in Japan and Japanese motorcycles that get imported in the United States. That's a possibility. That pilot line will eventually be copied here in the United States is my guess, or that initial production line will get a duplication and then some because their production is so huge in North America. That would be my guess. And then Honda has already said that they're exporting their 0 Series EVs from North America to Europe, to Japan, maybe even, well, they have a different EV lineup for China, the Yaz, okay? So that's just a different total ecosystem there. And I guess we can follow up with this. Solid-state batteries could be coming late 2020s, they said. I mean, that means 28, 29. And we'll have 2 new SUVs, a small SUV and a compact SUV. I don't know what the difference between the two are. You guys tell me. I would guess the small size is smaller than the compact, but I guess it's all relative, right? So here's what's coming down the hatch 100%. Keep in mind, this is specific Honda, not a Fila, not Acura. Those are going to be in addition to what we see here. So it starts with the saloon. Now, guys, make sure you are subscribed. I'm heading to CES this year, where Honda has announced, when I was in Japan, they announced that they're coming out with at least one concept there, which is going to be one of these SUVs. I won't be surprised if they have both of these SUVs there because they're coming in 2026. Anyways, entry-level SUV sounds pretty exciting, but at the same time, what is entry-level for 0 Series? Starting at $40K? Is it starting at $30K? I feel like this midsize SUV will probably start around $50K. This saloon is kind of a flagship, so it'll probably start around $50K, maybe more. This large 3-row SUV probably start around $60,000 to $70,000. If it's the space hub, which I hope it is, then I might like put money down on it. I don't have that money right now, 70 grand. I'd rather put it into a house, but the housing market's broken. I got to cut myself off. It's exciting to see what Honda has coming. Solid-state batteries. It's a flex by them. No one else has shown as much information and assembly processes that Honda has done with their solid-state batteries. Yes, let's get the cost down. Let's get them to the market. That's really going to pump out more desirable EVs that charge faster, that act better in the cold, that have more power output. We don't need EVs to be faster though, so that's not really a thing. But it should reduce weight. We don't need big honking batteries. You can have half the battery weight, but the same battery capacity. That's going to make EVs more fun to drive. And if you have, let's say, an EV with 70 kilowatt hour battery, but it weighs the same as a 35 kilowatt hour battery, we're getting close to EVs being the same weight as gas cars, I would assume. And if they charge in 5 to 10 minutes with solid state batteries, assuming you can find a charger that charges that fast, that is working and not down, it sounds like it's a pretty good ordeal. So I'll see you guys in the comments. I got to go pick up some kids. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care of yourselves and peace.